In this video, we'll look at due dates, grades, and asking questions. So if you have your course homepage pulled open, and you're looking at an assignment, if the assignment has a due date, it should show right underneath the link for that assessment. So for example, this one says that it's due on Thursday, 5/17 of 2018 at 11:59 p.m. So as you're scrolling through your course page, any due dates that exist should show right underneath the corresponding assessment. Now also notice that this expressions homework assignment is actually shown in gray and we can't actually click on it. It has a due date that hasn't passed yet, but the reason you can't open this up is because it has a prerequisite. And so if there's a prerequisite on an assignment, then that'll show underneath the title of the assignment and above the due date. So this one says prerequisite of 70% on the expressions lesson. So some of the assignments might have prerequisites, and if you can't open an assignment, it's because you haven't finished their prerequisite yet. So one very useful feature of iMathES is the fact that it has a calendar built right in. So if you click on the calendar link at the top of the course page, you'll see a calendar, and any assignment that has a due date within that calendar range is going to show up on the calendar. So we see a couple entries in this Thursday cell here. So if I click on that Thursday cell, it'll show me what assignments are due on that Thursday, as well as the time at which they're due. If those assignments are accessible, you can open that assignment right from this calendar page. So you can just click on the link for that assignment. Similarly, we see that there's a couple things due on Saturday, and you can click on that to see what is due. If a due date has not passed for an assignment, you can always open that assignment back up and see your work on that assignment. So since if we have an assignment whose due date is not passed, if you just click on the link for the assignment and open up the page, you're going to see your previous work on this task. And so if you had filled something out, it'll just pull that right back open for you. However, if a due date has passed, you're not going to see any of your work on that previous page. What you're going to have to do is click on this gradebook link at the top of the page, find the assignment in your gradebook table, and then click on your score on that assignment. So none of the due dates have passed in this course, but if a due date has passed, your score for that assignment is actually going to show up as a link. It's going to show up as blue. And if you click on that link, it'll open up that assignment and show you your work on that assignment. So if you want to check your work on something that's past due, just go through the gradebook and click on your score in that gradebook table. Speaking of the gradebook table, this gradebook link will pull open this table of your grades on all of your assignments for the course. And so it'll just show you a list. It tells you the points possible, as well as the number of points you've earned, as well as your percentage on that assignment. And if your instructor has given you feedback on something, it'll show up in that last column over there. At the bottom of this page, you're going to see another table that has some gradebook totals. And so most gradebooks are going to have multiple different categories, such as homeworks and quizzes and exams. And those categories will be shown in this table, as well as your grade in each one of these categories. There's 3 columns for grades. One of them is past due, which is your grade on any assignment that is past due. Another one that's past due and attempted, which is grades on any assignment that is past due, as well as any assignments that you have started. And then there's a past due and available, which is really like all assignments. So usually if you want to get a good indication of your grade in the course, the middle one or the first one are your best indication, but there are some details there that you should be aware of. Now let's look at how we can easily ask questions through the iMathES system. So if you have an assignment pulled open and you look at the bottom, you might see some links. These links will show or not show based on how your instructor has things set up. But if your instructor is allowed for messaging and forum posts, you will see these links at the bottom of the question. And if you click on one of these, so if you clicked on message instructor about this question, it'll pull open a new window and it'll paste the question right into this text area. And then you can type your question right into this text area. So you can go ahead and type some things. You've got some formatting tools and you can format your response. And when you're done with your response, you can send it right off to your instructor. So similarly, if we use the post this question to forum link, it's going to pull something similar open. The messaging system is private, so only your instructor will see it. Whereas if you post a question to the forum, Anybody in the class can generally see that question, but both of them behave in a similar way aside from the privacy level of your question.